Good morning, everyone. How is everyone doing on this beautiful Friday morning? Hope you gentlemen are doing wonderfully. I myself had a pretty uneventful, boring night at work, so that's always a plus. Morning, Mr. TC, Mr. Ed. Hope you gentlemen are doing great. Morning, Mr. Pete. I came to realize how much I appreciate and love America over the night. Sometimes I forget that living here. So I thought I would bust out my American knife this morning. I don't have many American themed, but I do have one. So we will keep it at the top of the screen up here. Flag in the corner. So last night in my pocket, I carried my Tiger because I haven't been giving it enough pocket time. And if I complained about it being too big and I carried this thing the night before last, I was like, well, I'm going to carry my Tiger. So I did. I like it. I like it a lot. Got to get back to my roots of carrying big knives. And then in my back pocket, I carried a knife I got in the mail yesterday. Well, not in the mail, but on the front porch. Morning, Nick. I don't have that many American-made knives, Nick, but I will try to think of the ones I do have. I only have one or two. That's sad, but good morning, Tommy and Nick. So this came to the front porch yesterday, and it is not my typical kind of knife, but I like it. It fits my hand very nicely when you use that pinky hole. You can remove that thing, and I thought we might do that to see how it feels without it. But with that, so that means it's a 3-finger knife without it, because it's very comfortable with those 3 fingers. And this is a clone of a NOC or NOC, whatever. It does not have the greatest action. I think there's a little too much pressure on the lock bar. It's not terrible. When you use this, your finger hits it and it doesn't open right sometimes when you use the flipper tab. So see, it comes back and hits your finger if you don't get your finger out of the way. So that's kind of annoying. The front flipper works great. And it does actually have a wave thing that does not tear up your pocket. Right there. Just right here. So if you've got it in your pocket, if you pull it out with the ring, it automatically opens every single time. Because it catches on that wave thing right there and does that. Yeah, not my normal thing for sure. But now I see why Knives Are Life likes them. Morning, Finn de Gog. So I had that in the back pocket. Yeah, the pivot is super tight on it. I took the clip off last night thinking this would come off, but you got to take out the spacer between there, which means you have to take off both sides of the scales, which means you have to totally disassemble it. But I don't think it's that difficult. We might get into that sometime. But it does come off. It fits. Let's see. You can see it's half and half right there on the back. It just slots in. So there will be a little slot there that's missing. But only on the bottom side. It only goes part the way through. So. Oh, that's awesome, Fendigog. Morning, Michael. So I also took 3 knives that are going bye-bye today because somebody bought them, so I took them to shoot videos of them. And they are the Launch 19, which something I noticed about these knives, I've never carried them, but while looking at them for one last time before I got rid of them, they have awesome finger choils like I was talking about, with the scales matching the curve of the blade nicely. So both this 19 and this 14 both have nice sharpening / finger choils, and they curve the scales just like I was talking about yesterday. I don't know why more companies don't do that naturally, but it just makes a good spot to put your finger. So this is the 14. The other one was the 19. And then also, Fendigog, this is the Omega. This is the Miguron Omega. It is a new knife by them. Big old slab of Elmax steel. The big giant thing. And then this is the one that started the whole Launch series. This is the Launch 1. And this is a cool knife too. This one does not have that choil that they looks like. See, that one has the little pointed area like I was talking about. I don't understand why knife companies do that. But this is a big boy. It's girthy and it's comfortable. But that is the Launch 1 that started the whole Launch craze. So all 3 of these are going to a guy that bought them. So I sold 50 of the 90 budget knives that I have, and another guy is going to buy all 40 of the ones I have remaining. So that's pretty cool. I got rid of 90 knives that I wanted to, or I'm about to. After the broadcast, I got to come up with a price for the other 40, but I will give him a deal and hook him up. Well, that's pretty cool. Selling 90 knives in a 5-day period is pretty sweet. And I did go and kind of smooth up the edges of this a little and ran a little sandpaper over the top of it, and to see how it feels as just a solid. And the handle, I think I need to narrow the handle just a little more. It's still a little too wide. As you can see, it's even wider than the Tiger, which is a big knife. But it is very similar in size. Tiger blade is a little longer. But it's comfortable so far. Blade Junkie Tommy, yes sir, I can give you the link to this one. But there's the fixed blade. Can't wait to get the scales trimmed down and trimmed up. Let me see if I can bring up. If y'all don't mind smashing that like button before you forget. something I did notice, I took that little sander to work last night with me, the little new guy, is it's not the greatest on long surfaces getting them flat because, well, it could be because I didn't have that guide pushed all the way up to the sandpaper. And I've still got that little beauty mark that you can't even feel. You can feel it barely when you rub that way, but this way, I mean, you can't feel it at all. But that's just a beauty mark, you know, something we'll learn. I could sand that out. Thank you, Michael. I'm looking forward to us all learning how to do this since I've never done anything close to this. We're just kind of attempting to learn. I sold a couple more of the launch ones. Morning, Mr. Ed. Let me see if I can get a link to that knock one. Let's bring up Firefox. Morning, Knives Are Life. You see what I got on the table, don't you? Well, maybe you didn't. Maybe you came in. I got something with a ring on it. It looks kind of like your style. First one I've ever had, and I'd say it's very comfortable. But yeah, I like it. Now I see why you like them. I couldn't imagine I would ever like that, but I do. Let's see here. Let me see if I can bring up a link now. One ring to rule them all. Correct, sir. Don't need more than one. All right, where's that knife? Where did I buy it? Oh, great. I knew if I logged into one of my email accounts, I bought it on the other one, of course. So that's what happened. I signed into one email account, and it is on the other one, and now it won't let me log in to the other one, which is great. Let me try it this way. Yep, won't let me log in. All right, so let me look on my phone. Love AliExpress sometimes. Love sites that are buggy. My favorite. It says page under maintenance. No, it's not. Stop lying. All right, here's the link to that knife. Copy. And it is a it's an MT06 clone. Links channel. Knock. MT06 clone. Alright, here comes the link. And then I can click on the link once I get it sent over there from my phone. Alright, link is over there in the Discord in the links channel. And once I click on said link, it should open up. Come on, Discord, quit doing updates. Why do you have to update every time you launch? All right, here we go. So they got a pretty pink one and a silver one. Of course, it's titanium. And here's the link in the chat. I will give you that for the people that don't use the Discord. Have a good day, Knives Are Life, and have fun tonight. Doing some awesome fishing, huh? Yeah, that released yesterday from a guy on Reddit. Pretty cool knife. We looked at it one other time on Reddit. This thing is supposed to have M390 blade steel. I don't know if I trust it, but it's one of those ones I'm kind of leery about. Yeah, Knives Are Life. I want to see some of the ones you've made. But it does say M390 on the back of the blade there. Well, I'm not sure if it actually is. So, White Mountain Knives is coming out with their own line of knives, and that's the first one that they're releasing. The guy that made it is a buddy on Reddit, and he designed it, but White Mountain Knives is gonna come out with their line. I'm not sure. So Justin at White Mountain Knives, that's their first release, I believe. But yeah, I'm not sure why Skiff didn't add it to the drop point. Maybe it didn't get submitted in time or something. But yeah, it looks super cool knife. I showed it back when it was in its prototyping phase on the channel. Let's see if we can go look at the guy. He was talking about how it was going to drop yesterday. I forgot to mention that yesterday. I'm glad TC brought it up this morning. I'm sure he posted it again. He's pretty proud of it. I would be too. I like that knife too. I saw that one. I don't like all the billboarding. Let's see if we can find that thing though. There's the gravity flipper Sever showed us yesterday. Come on, where you at? Good old Revel. Not seeing it. I know it was up here yesterday, the day before yesterday. Can't think of the guy's name. There's my old rattlesnake that I sold to that guy. He got it yesterday, or Wednesday actually. Oh, there we go. Maybe. Yeah. There's the guy's. He's got a YouTube channel as well. But he started posting it quite a while back when he had just received the prototypes. It's made by Kubi, so I believe this is his second design. So I'm kind of wondering how they did it with the. There's a Stassa video from 2 months ago checking out the prototype. Wondering how they're doing the White Mountain Knives and Kubi deal. I mean, they sell a ton of Kubis, so quite sure. Yeah, y'all got to come up with I need to come up with an alert. I need to get a buzzer. It's all right. I was scrolling forever, y'all. I didn't get here until just a second ago. So really, it was just me talking anyway. But I know y'all'd rather see me scroll than just see it blank screen. But Sharp Dad is the guy who made it. And I said this is his second design, I believe. But he talked about it being OEM'd by Kubi for the longest time, and then now Justin at White Mountain Knives is going to start their own brand. So I'm wondering how that's working. But like I said, White Mountain Knives has a ton of, is probably Kubi's biggest website seller. But yes, Stassa 23 did he sent it to him a couple of months ago for him to check out. He did a review. But if you haven't checked out his YouTube channel, it is, thought he would have a link over here. Why am I not seeing? Maybe it's at the top. No? Yeah, I got it, Fred. I finally figured it out. I got to figure out a way that y'all can let me know that, because it happens. I clicked that White Mountain Knives link on the Discord again, thinking it would show you all that, and so I thought I was on the browser, but I was really on my screen still. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'm just talking a bunch anyway, a lot of times when I'm scrolling. Wonder why they made the price $225. That's usually not a, KB is nicer. They usually do like 240 or something, don't they? 256, 224. Yeah, they do like weird numbers. That's why I was wondering the 225. They have a few that are over the $200 mark. Like, I haven't asked y'all what y'all thought about the Mosquito. It's almost a little too plain for me, even though I like plain knives. I think it's that long, skinny, all the same size thing again going on. But yeah, they usually try to stick right under $200 on a lot of their models, or go like up into the high 200. But there's a lot that are. That's a big boy too. I've got a couple knives with that reversed harpoon, but I don't think I like it style. I wish it was going the other direction. Wish there was a thumb ramp behind it, like a harpoon instead of. But it looks okay when it's closed. I guess you have to sacrifice. Looks okay with the front flipper closed, but then when it's open, it looks a little weird to me. I always try to figure out where I'm supposed to put my thumb. Am I supposed to go all the way past the jimping, or? I guess not, though. It just thins out the blade past the where you put your thumb. So just another design style. I can hear the Discord, so I need to figure out like need to set up something in the Discord where it makes a noise, and one of y'all can ping me on the Discord. That's what I'll do. Hello? Sorry guys, work just called me, so I had to mute it for a second. Something going on with work. Weird. Did y'all see? I meant to mention on the Discord. Let me go to the Discord. Did y'all see Lou's collection of cool stuff this morning? He had. Y'all know I finally got around to getting a Kaiser original, but Lou made us all look crazy. He's got some nice collections. But check out his collection of all his originals. That's a dedicated collector right there. He's got some really nice other like wall collections too. Yeah, if y'all don't mind hitting that like button, that'd be awesome. But yeah, Lou has posted quite a few super cool shots, some of his collections, and this is one of them. He said he had a hard time getting all these, and his favorite was one that he bought that said brand new in box, but looked like it had been run over by a car. What do you say here? But the best had to be how many times I got effed over buying them. New in box, ran over by a car and used as a screwdriver. Yep. The guys that got it in a trade. I didn't even know they made that many originals. That is Pete. That is Lou. Yeah, Lou. And he has he's posted quite a few. Man, I wish Reddit search worked good. Because I wish it would show like all the posts that he did. See, like, and threads, need to learn how to use threads more, because threads make, I don't know, kind of link everything together. But he showed some pictures. Yeah, the search on Reddit sucks. Oh well. Knife picks. I guess Ed got another one of the Miller brothers. There's JT's Knives versus Tri-State. Right now, I'm a fan of the Knives handle and clip and the Tri-State blade. It's another time where I need a combination of two knives. Morning, Waylon. And then pocket checks. Let's see. Robin posted this with a hank he got from Etsy, and our young little 13-year-old kid liked it. Got to be, I guess, got some youngins in the Discord, so I try to keep it decent, but I guess that's not bad for a 13-year-old boy to see. Especially with what he can go and see all he wants to nowadays. And then TC posted some purple stuff. And then Lou posted QSP he got. And now, is that Mr. Christopher maybe? I can always get confused. Morning, Ron Crow and Waylon. Yeah, I get confused at who Bone Collector is. Is that Knife Junkie Tommy? Y'all have to give me a pass on not being able to connect. I believe you showed that one yesterday. We saw it somewhere, because I remember, yeah, there it is. You posted it on the 10th and the 12th, which is fine. I might, but I did say we looked at it yesterday, I believe. I like that. I like the little difference in the thumb stud, and I like the little futuristic look of it. It reminds me of the Kaiser Beyond a little bit. Yeah, I thought I got the Christopher Hinckley part right. But it kind of reminds me of the Kaiser Beyond. Because it's got those, like, kind of lines, I don't know. A little bit similar, not totally, but it's got a little bit of the same feel going on. All right, well, let's get over to the his YouTube channel. Dang it, I can't remember what it's called. Oh well. All right, let's get over to the drop point. See what's going on this morning. Yeah, I just added a knife swap alert for Reich, so I will see all the Reichs that pop up. So I'm looking forward to seeing some crazy Reichs, since there's quite a few that I want. What is a QSP? What is a QSP unicorn? Oh, I just sold 5 more knives. Nice. Hey, Pete, what's a QSP unicorn? I'm looking at a knife swap post. I got an alert. So, it must have been the Kaiser Aggressor. I don't have one of those either, but not titanium. The Aggressor kind of looks like a, alright. Anyway, y'all can't see my phone, so it doesn't matter. Let's look here. We did fixed blades first last week, I think. So let's go with the folding knives first this week. We got the Sugar Maple Jack, which we saw because I like the name of it. And we like the $120 purple crystallized titanium price tag. That would be a cool knife to have as a collection, like, well, you couldn't do that with all the Jack Wolf knives because you have 1,000. But I bet all the different styles of some of these would get into the 20s and 30s. But I think that's a great price for 154 CM and crystallized tie. I'm not mad at that. We saw that one last week. And the Straight Hawk, I believe we saw it as well. We did. We did. Front flipper clean. Too many body screws. Wish they would figure out a way to get rid of body screws on all knives like they do, but they would have to use like the Tiger does, where they all lock into the backspacer, and that takes more cost because of more milling time. But like I think that one doesn't need that middle screw. I think it would look way better with just one. But like on this Tiger, where it doesn't have any, they figured out a way to get them to attach to the backspacer. So there's a screw down there, and there's one down there by my thumb. And so there's little tabs that fit in and attach to the scales that way. So more knife companies need to use that technique. I did buy another one recently that had that same thing. I don't know if that's a Riot thing or what, but it cleans up the lines of the knife so much better. All right, now make sure when I go back to the browser, I'm always on browser. All right, the Straight Hawk. Then we got Ben's Bites and Cone, sorry. Model A segmented scales. Yeah, that's that one with the two-tone we saw also that I was like, why? I don't know. I don't get it. I guess it's cool and all because the pattern almost keeps continuing on, but not really. Like, I just think that clashes. Am I the only one? Is there lots of people that think that's like super cool looking? Am I just weird? Are there some of y'all that love the way that looks? I don't know. Morning, Clint. Thank you for joining us, sir. I wonder what y'all think about that, and am I the only one that doesn't like weird mismatched patterns and colors like that? Thank you, Waylon. I'm glad I'm not the only one. I mean, I don't mind if somebody likes it, but I'd like to hear why you like it if you do like it. Why they think they need to make knives like this. Like, is there a huge market? Do people write them and say, hey man, I wish you'd make a knife that looks like it's been cut in half and put back together with two different types of material? Okay, so G-Man Black. Thank you, sir. You don't hate it, Ron Crow, but you wouldn't buy it? Yeah, I mean, I don't like absolutely hate it. I don't think it's the worst thing ever, but I definitely wouldn't spend good money on it. And the price of this one is good money. $350. But Nick likes it, so segmented must be a new thing that's FOMO people. Distressed Rockwall Flipper. The Rockwall was on, where's the distressed part? Am I looking at the other side? Am I looking at the wrong color? Is it because it's not? Oh, it is a little distressed, I guess. They ran it through a tumbler or something. Yeah, it is a little distressed. When they say distressed, I expect it to look beat up. That one has a few marks on the scales. That's just kind of like a stonewash. The blade is a little deeper stonewash than normal, I guess. It's got some dark colors in it, but Ranger made knife and tool. OBJ, Object 1. Ooh, that's nice. Yeah. Uh-oh. Don't let JT see that. He'll be ordering one. Yep. If that's up, it's 7.75 inches. He might not be ordering one. Gotta be 8 inches. Man, that's a pretty knife. I love all the milling on it. I don't even mind the two different angles coming into the middle behind the clip. Like what is... Yeah, I don't mind. They follow that around on the front. Yeah, that's nice. S35VN. I think I liked a couple of other ones. Let's see. Oh, they got some nice ones too. There's a purple one with green. Yeah, that's a cool looking knife. Wish it had a front flipper. That knife would be super mean with the front flipper, but it's already pretty mean. I love all that milling. Yeah, that's super cool. In fact, I'm going to bookmark this page just to come back to it sometime. So this one is available. Add to cart. Bead blasted and stonewashed. Man, all that extra knife money I got in my PayPal account right now is burning a hole in my pocket. But I can't break the $400 limit, so can't spend $475 on one. Have to wait till it gets to knife swap. We'll go look at the Olamic table. I got some silhouette chef's knives. There we go. Yeah, I don't mind two colors when they don't clash. Like that's okay. Seconds. Get you a good deal. That's right at my limit. I could pick me up from 645 to 400. I wonder what's wrong with this one. Does it say? I don't guess it really says. That one looks enough already distressed and beat up that probably not too bad. And to get got too many holes in it, of course. But to go from 645 to 400, good deal. Wish they had a solid one. Blade Junkie Tommy, 400 has been my limit just because I've said often that I don't think that that any production knife, and when I say production knife, I mean mass-produced knife. I don't necessarily mean machine produced, but I mean mass produced. So I would call something like a Rosie a production knife, even though it's probably, I'm sure it is, but I understand totally about custom knives being worth more than that. But I've said that around $300 to $400, you can see what is possible between $300 and $400 from Riot. And when American companies and other companies mark those same knives up to $800 and $900, I just don't think they're worth it. So I've set a kind of a personal limit between $300 and $400 is what I think production knives should be worth. Now that's not the case a lot of times, so I'm missing out on a bunch of knives. But I've also gotten lots of knives that were $450 that I got for $275 or $280 because I buy them secondhand if I need to. But I can stress that limit by getting them secondhand. So I've got a few, but yeah, around $400 is my cutoff. I haven't, I mean, it's not like a firm limit. Like, it's not like I wouldn't, but I just haven't. Because like I said, I don't know. I see what's possible from Riot for that $400 price tag, and I don't need much anything nicer than that, honestly. I mean, there's a few grails that I do want. I want a skiff made blades that I'll have to pay $1,200 for. But that feels more like a custom. And like I said, if one guy in his shop is sitting there banging out knives and it takes him forever, a lot of labor, I can totally justify that price. But I just haven't gotten one yet. But I wouldn't mind buying a custom handmade from somebody that broke that limit. As far as production ones go, and like if I wouldn't have got a deal on that Omega up there in the top left, I wouldn't have been able to get it because it's $440 new. But I got it for $305 because I know a guy that's a Migueron authorized dealer. So it was barely over my $300 limit, even though it was $440 on their website. So I've kind of stretched the rules. I guess TC is selling all of his Miller Brothers over to Ed. So now they've shifted from TC to Ed. Now Ed's addicted. That's an Ed style knife. I'm surprised they don't have lanyards on them. He must be trying to come up with some kind of special lanyards. That is definitely an Ed style. It'll go good with the big, huge lanyard on it. I think TC had 4 of them, so I think there's one left coming over to Ed, maybe. Oh, there's that Buffalo. Christopher Hinckley. Yes, well said. Very well said. Yeah, you can definitely see the influences there. Oh, you had 5? I thought you had 4. Yeah, you can definitely see the blade influences. Man, I really like that Buffalo. I'm going to have to message that guy and see what he'll give us a deal on them for. If anybody has any Chris Reeve Insingos, somebody's looking for one. Mr. JT helped out and posted 3 links to some, and Fred the Lug posted his pocket check this morning. That's a beautiful knife, Mr. Fred. I missed out on the drop. Speaking of drops, when are we going to get our... Pete, you still around? When are we going to get our knives this month? Yeah, Nick, I would have to agree with you. I think ProTech is very reasonable. Oh, yeah, and I was supposed to show all my American knives, right? Well, I don't know. I can't think. Just right offhand, I can only think of this one. Y'all have to help me think, but what else do I have that y'all have seen? But this one just feels so solid. The open and close on these ProTechs is just something else. I don't know if y'all can tell, but that bottom click is just as good as the top. Like, it's just so solid feeling. You can hear it. It bounced that time. I have my hand. It just so solid. But yeah, so that's American. Oh yeah, I've got a. Is Spyderco American? No. Yeah. I guess Spyderco is Spider. What is Spyderco? I guess they're American, huh? He just said that the same time I started bringing them out. Yeah, so I've got some Spydercos. I've got my Osborne. I've got, let's see. I don't see my Osborne. I do have a Benchmade Osborne. Yeah, some of them say Taiwan on them. That's what confused me. But I think all mine say Golden Colorado. I wasn't thinking of Spyderco. Let's see. Oh yeah, I've got a few Kershaws, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's made in China. This is another one. These are real. Let me get this off the table. And this off the table. Or at least off the middle. This is going to be an American-made blade. That one can stay. This is not an American-made blade. Oh, what about our Lightning OTFs? Made in the USA? I doubt it. I don't see how they could be for $30. Oh yeah, I've got a. Isn't this a Texas knife? I believe that's made in Texas, but I think it's manufactured elsewhere and assembled. It's one of those borderlines, but it isn't tactile. And like, what about Veros? I think they're OEM'd by. I don't know. If we get into OEMs, that's the thing. Yeah, the Maverick. And then one's like my Griffin Scout. I mean, that's OEM'd by somebody else. So that doesn't count. And then I was thinking Veros are too, but do Veros count? Guess they don't. I don't know who. I don't see how they could for that price. I just think they don't tell who their OEM is. Nick, you said the first USA Vero was the ProTech. Is it Korean? Who is it? Oh, that's Quiet Carry. Yeah, I put the two Kershaws over here, Tommy. I've got some more Kershaws too, I think. I might have one other. Riot. Yeah, I thought Vero was Riot. Because I know Quiet Carry, they won't tell who their OEM is, but it's supposed to be Korean, I believe. So I've got a quiet carry too, but they're not. I need to put some blade wax on this Shaman. It's getting some little dots on it. Brian Brown knives are definitely OEM'd elsewhere. What else do I got? Something Obscene is OEM'd elsewhere. We is definitely OEM'd elsewhere. See, I'm looking through here. What about Hogue? Do we know about Ritter Hogue, who their OEM is? Is that a USA knife? Does that count? Because I've got a few Hogues. I'm missing a Hogue too. But where are they made? Does it say USA on it? Yeah. It says USA, so I guess my Hogues are USA knives. Wow. Got a lot more than I realized. And I need to find my other Hogue. Because it's the prettiest one I've got. So I don't know. I guess, does this one say USA on it? This one does not. Does it? I don't know. Yeah. It says USA up there. Yeah, where's that other Hogue? Anybody know? Let's see, who else? Yeah, but like Brian Brown, like these are OEM by Riot probably. Aren't they? I mean, he couldn't charge the price he charges. Could he? What did y'all say about? Is Monterey Bay? No, Monterey Bay gets OEM'd. Nick. I've got two Raptors. No, I didn't sell it. Oh, the other Hogue. No, I didn't. Monterey Bay knives are not made. That's wrong, Nick. Because, like, I know my. It's like, that's like the Wolverine is not made by. I mean, the Wolverine is a Monterey Bay. But it's definitely Chinese. Yeah, that's what I thought all the Brian Brown ones are, but I think they got to be OEM. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Nick. So how do you know? Like, this one is not made in the USA. This one was $140 new. But this is a Monterey Bay. So I guess some of mine, but I don't know about the Raptor and the Corvus. I don't know about these three. Yeah, Ferrum Forge is definitely OEM in China. I think these have got to be OEM'd in China, though. Uh, I've got a sleigh back, so does that count? I've got the sleigh back, but I don't think it's. You think this is made in? Yeah, I've got some bucks. I've got a buck. So you think this is USA? Huh. That's another conversation we need to go into, I guess. Is what counts. If the same company makes knives in both here and in China, then what do you do then? Because all the nulls are Riot too, right? Pretty sure all the null knives are Riot. Well, that's a lot more than I thought I had. Oh, look what I found. I was missing yesterday. So it's not missing. Yeah, that one doesn't count. Hold on, I'm gonna check. Let me check one place. Yeah, I've probably got more. You're right, Nick, because after I started thinking about it, because I've got some over here by my knives in boxes where all my Ashers stay in their cases. I think one of my on my watch box. Yep, I knew it. Y'all can't get me. I ain't never lost a knife. If I can't find a knife, I thought it was over there. So there's my prettiest Hogue. Misto. It's got to go next to its brothers over here. I knew I could find that. I hadn't seen it in a while, though. It was up under my watch box. Does that have USA on it? Yep. USA. Well, all right. That makes me a little happier than... This one is not. I want to say I've got an automatic that is, but I don't think it is. I think it says it is. I don't think there's any way it really is. I've got a weird cheap automatic that I'm not sure about. It's a really nice knife. What does it say on it here? It's a really cheap, nice automatic that's aluminum. I don't know if y'all have seen these, but it says USA on it here. And it's got a flag. But I don't see how any way that this is made for the price that it is in the USA. In fact, there's no way it is. but it's got a cool blade coating, and it's 440 stainless. But this is a super cool little auto. It's like 18 bucks. That's a Shaman. But this one has a USA on the clip. But it's 18 bucks for an auto in aluminum and 440. I mean, I love the blade shape of this thing. Did I just drop connection? I don't know what happened. I think we lost connection. But yeah, this is not made in the USA, even though it has USA on the... That's one of those, like... Yeah, my Patriot Tomahawk is. And I think that's my most expensive knife. Because I had to pay state tax on it. This thing's going to be a cool knife. It's going to be a USA made. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, this is a Shaman. This is my Shaman that I've showed a million times. I bought, I sold my, my aluminum, Edrati. I sold my aluminum one of these, and I forgot to tell the guy when he bought it that I denippled it. So when he got it, he wasn't surprised because he knows who I am. But that's the first thing I did to both of these. But I did that to my Shaman too, because it's got the same one as the Shaman. These knives are very similar. JT was super surprised on the size, but this one's not real, so that's why I didn't put it on the table. And I didn't bust out my buck. I don't know where my buck is. I've got a couple of bucks. I guess if we're celebrating America, I might as well try to grab them real quick. Let's see. I haven't failed in trying to find a knife yet, so why start now? But it's a definite random knife that I haven't seen in forever. I don't even have it labeled. There's no way I'm gonna not be able to find that. Pretty sure. I don't know if I'm missing. No. Oh, yeah, I used to have a case that said crossbar lock knives. I did away with that a long time ago because I moved them all around to different places. And so it was one of the ones that got moved. And I don't remember where it got moved to, which kind of sucks because I did know where it was, but now I don't. So I'm not seeing it in there. Hold on. Don't give up on me yet. That's Ethan Grow. That is not it. That's Cold Steel. That is not it. That is all my integrals. That is not it. Oh, I've even got it labeled. It says buck on it. So I did move them. I did put them and label it correctly. So I've got 2 buck knives. I've got a third one from when I was a kid. But y'all have to tell me what the model of this one is. I always forget, and y'all always tell me. It's the something. It's got a name, but it's 840. That's got USA on it. Um, get this big hoss off the table. But this is the something. And then this is the hexam. And I'm sure this one is made overseas. For some reason, I think that one might be made in the USA. But this one is a weird knife. You can't open it until you hit the little release. So you have to hold the release when you go to open it. This is a buck. I'm not sure where it's from though. Did I just lose connection again? My connection's going all over the place. I hope y'all can hear me. But I'm not sure about this hexam, where it's made. Yeah, this one's got to be imported. Like that's what I said. This one's got to be made in China. The hexam. It's a cool little mechanism though. It's super smooth. Like a weird lock though. So I don't guess this counts, even though it's a buck, because that's like OEM'd by somebody else. But that one does count. Oh yeah, Ed, the stream. I don't have a buck 110. I've been meaning to grab one over and over again. Yeah, my connection is doing crazy stuff, so I apologize if something happens. uh, but I don't know. Anyway, let's go back to the drop point because we did not finish that for sure. We stopped at the Olamic table. Gavco's got another one. $12.50 shipped. You see that? Now that's a custom, but I would rather buy one of his production ones. Even though I like his stuff, he's just not a custom maker that I would spend that kind of money on. Sure, there's lots of people that would like to buy every knife he makes, though. So that's just my preference. But I like his style. But he has a lot of collabo knives, production versions of stuff, even some Wii knives that I would rather have. Knives Are Life just shared one of his knives that he's made. That's super cool. There's another one, or that's the same one maybe. That's awesome. Super cool, Bob. Thank you for sharing, sir. But yeah, Gavco stuff, a little pricey when it's custom. When it's production, I can afford it. Zebra Knives, 9 Joker daggers. Zebra 9 Joker dagger. Urban Cutlery NYC. I need to fix their cutlery, not Urban EDC. I need to make their website like this Urban EDC does. Let's go check this thing out though. Black Angel. That is a definite when you right click on this picture, it just takes you out of the zoom. Definitely can't right click on this one and open as. Yeah, that's a style of knife. Oh, I like the little devil's tail clip. Kind of. But it definitely is a devil's tail. Oh. So I was definitely right about Ed. Oh, there we go. Now I'm lagging. Yep, we're losing connection. But I was right about Ed's lanyards. I don't know what's going on with the internet, but it keeps going up and down and up and down. So sorry about that if y'all are spinning. No animals that had that tail, except the devil. I don't know why my connection is going up and down today. It's usually pretty good. We've had a good run of this. Yeah, Mr. Ed is in the process of making lanyards for the Miller brothers. Jed's working on his knife, or they're working on Jed's knife. I believe he showed us the blade part on another post. Now they're working on the handles. Looking good, looking good. No, I'm definitely dropping out, Ed. And there's one of us that if there was one of us that's going to have metal plates in their head, it's not me. I can watch my stream. It dropped down to 2,000 just now. The audio is probably still coming through, but the video is probably getting choppy. If I was to move the video, and since you just listen in the background, it probably hasn't dropped the audio much. All right, we got a new Rosecraft Piney River Peanut. We saw that last week too. The Razor Shark. Yeah, we're definitely... I don't think y'all are caught up with the live, because I talked about that clip like 3 or 4 minutes ago. So y'all might need to check that slider, see if you're all the way live. That might be why you're not showing any lag, because you're not caught up to the actual live stream. So the buffer is buffering before it gets to you. But y'all are talking about a clip I showed 5 minutes ago. In the chat. So I think I need to scroll forward. That Razor Shark, Pretty cool for 75 bucks. Come out with a mini Prodigy. Where is it at? Right here. How many is it? 3-inch blade. Damascene steel blade. Combatant folder. Another American made. Michael, you're right there with me. Yeah, that's another USA brand that I still don't have one of. I don't need another crossbar lock knife. $8.50 for a Reaper Gen 2. I like that better than the first gen. I wish they would have made that sharpening choil a finger choil though and deleted that flipper tab. If I ever bought that $850 knife, I would do it just because. But yeah, pre-order. Oh, a Dark Wave Truffles. Here's the world's knifiest knife. The Hive Mind. Here's the Dark Truffles. I don't know. Over here it said, yeah, they're calling it the Dark Wave Truffles. What is the 2.0? What's the difference? But I'm not the only person that says it's a knifey looking knife, evidently. Upgraded roundhouse lock. I'm glad they upgraded that. That's probably what the 2.0 is on the Truffles too. New and improved version of our roundhouse lock. Good. See you later, Ron. Have a good one. Yeah, they needed to improve that. All right. Curtis, Murray, Titan. I still haven't had one of those pop up, an alert pop up for one of these yet. But that's right at my borderline price. But I need one of those. There's a couple of Mr. Misters I still just gotta have. Gotta have this one for sure. I mean, that is just a clean knife. I'm telling you, like that corner flipper tab, that thing is clean. Something about that just gets to my same kind of like when you see a good sports car or like an old muscle car, it's just super clean. Like, I don't know. It invokes a feeling of cleanness. I don't know if that makes sense. I like the Zero also, but that's more of a gentleman's knife, and it's got the same kind of corner deal, minimalist. Tommy, it's just the way the lock is made. It will eventually break. I've shown it. Not the best design. I hope they fix that little part I was talking about because that is the weak point. They haven't been out long enough to actually break probably, but you know, 10 years from now they will. And mine is not that smooth. I didn't get in on the primordial drop, that's for sure. But yeah, it's not that smooth either. It's kind of crunchy feeling, and mine won't close all the way, but like it just does not doesn't work great. Got another center lock that does a lot smoother. You just give it a little bit of a guide, and I've got this one super tight, but this one, just something about the button, it just, I don't know. But it's got a flaw with the lock because they push. It's all about science and physics, but you push the button on this side of the knife to make this bar move this way instead of the opposite. I have adjusted it and tuned it, TC. Actually, I don't care to adjust it and tune it. I don't like it that much. It's all right. But yeah, so physics, it's just, you push something this way, you're not going to try to pull something that's connected to it back this way. So it's connected by this tiniest little sliver of metal that is sitting there bending. And it's just like if you bend a piece of metal back and forth enough, it's going to break. This is the Blade Show edition one. It's the only reason I got it. Something to have from Blade Show 2025. But the button itself just doesn't feel good. I don't need you to fix it, TC, but thank you. But yeah, this lock, most liner locks where you push it on this side, you're pushing the liners on the other side of the knife, which makes sense. And I've shown this one before. I could show you again. It's not a problem. But it's just like when you bend a piece of metal back and forth a bunch of times, it's going to snap eventually. This one is the same way. Their mechanism. So that's why they improved. If it was perfect, they wouldn't need a new and improved roundhouse lock. And I bet they addressed the exact problem that I'm about to show you. So right here, the problem with this knife is right here. So when you press this button on this side, it is only connected to the liner by this little bitty sliver of metal right here. And this little thing is super thin. Like, you can see how thin that little piece is right there. And so you're pushing the button to pull this back, like in a cantilever. So it's sitting there flexing because of how thin that metal is, and because that's where it's connected, and it's bending it. You're bending it every time you hit it. Whereas if this liner was on the other side of the knife and the button pushed the liner out of the way, then it wouldn't be connected that way. But I'm guarantee you that's where they improved the lock. It's flexing right there. There you go, trying to argue again, TC. I don't like arguing. My opinion. You're welcome to yours. Yeah, I'd like to get one of the new 2.0s and see what the new and improved roundhouse lock is. Wonder if somebody's got a disassembly video of one so we can see. But all the I must have not tightened it as tight as I had it last time because it is closing a little better. I like the looks of it. I like the way of knife anno on it, that's for sure. Yeah, it's gonna eventually break there. There's no doubt. And it'll last a long time. I'm not saying it's gonna break tomorrow. I'm just talking about in robustness. And as you can see, I like robust. Yeah. I like stuff. The whole reason I started liking like titanium knives to begin with was because of the fact they don't rust. And 1,000 years from now, somebody will be able to find the scales of a knife. The steel will have disappeared, but the titanium won't. Well, all right, guys. I'm going to start winding this one down. I got to get a bunch of more packages out today. Unless there's anything else y'all want to talk about. Oh, we didn't even look at the fixed blades. Let's go look at the fixed blades for a few minutes. See what's special and new. Bald Man, Basque, Burlap. Ed, I'm not fighting with TC. I just don't like arguing in the channel. Seems like every time I say something, he's got opposite opinion. That's fine. You can state your opinion. Don't tell me I'm wrong. But I'm clearly showing you what I'm presenting as my case. Basic ass survival knife. Yep. That looks kind of like the knife we're making. I like burlap micarta. That looks a lot like the Cloud Peak. Looks almost exactly like the Cloud Peak. Which is a great little fixed blade. I love mine. Got the same blade grind. Same kind of handle. The flat up here against the scales on the blade grind here, and it's slanted a little here. Those are very, very similar knives. Got a little bit more of a curve at the end too than this one does. I hate these pop-ups. It's got a little bit more of a curve, but very close. All right, Warlander, we've seen all the customs. Frago, we've seen that. Jeff's Davidson's knives, custom one-offs. Sold. And there's a lot of bird hunters up north and in all the lakes. And a lot of fishermen. Knives Are Life is one of our resident fishermen, but these bird and trout knives They're cool and all, but I just wouldn't use one on a daily basis. Textured wicket, we've seen that. What's this compliant edge? SWR blackout. View options. Which one was it? The SVM? SVMR blackout. This one is the newest one, I guess, that they're promoting. I can see why people like the little pinky grip thing, pinky hole, like the one I had on the table earlier. It's super comfortable and locks the knife in your hand, that's for sure. Bilgewater blades. Oh, that's a cool little fixed blade. I like the sheath on it too. Yeah, that's a cool size. And what size is it? By his hands, it looks okay, but people's hands are different. So what do we got here? 3¼ inch blade, 7 inches overall. Yeah, dang it. I was afraid it might be a little short. I like that though. It got Magna Cut like everything does. Yep, Magna Cut. Seems to be the steel of choice nowadays for little fixed blades. The dagger, okay, so the same place has that dagger R, is they're also promoting it, which is his first one. Yeah, I'm just not a dagger fan either. Magna Cut chef's knife. Wow, they're even moving Magna Cut over to chef's knife. We've seen that one before too. What's going on with that picture? Why are we seeing a weird thickness of the blade? That's weird. S grind. Oh, it's got an S grind. Mid weight. Oh, so it's so it's got that S grind in the middle, so that food will fall off of it. It won't stick to the blade. Huh. That's different. That's why like cheese knives have holes in them though, so stuff doesn't stick to the blade. Montana Knife Co. They've been slinging out a bunch of knives too. I feel like that's a knife we could make out of this slab of steel, or that shape at least. They're going to do a lot better job of making it than I'm going to do, but I'm going to try. All right, today's drops, we got the Hail Mary from Jake B. Very reasonably priced. I think it said 165. Yeah, 165 on this one. Cool different blade shapes too. That's pretty cool. Join the flock. What time today? 12 noon here. A couple hours from now. Vero has got the phase dropping today. Well, I like their clips. Their clips are super cool. That looks like a great little utility knife. Corey Dunlop, sorry, custom knives. Another chef's knife. Eagle Talon. This is one of their more expensive tomahawks / axes. That's a mean weapon, though. Pre-orders, TCal, the Piranha, the Agent, and the Outrider. Opening up spots today, I guess. We got some cool colors. That red and black combo is I see myself led towards, but I don't know why. I don't know. It's a good advertising colors. White, black, and red are supposed to be the 3 best colors for a logo. So I guess black and red together draw your eyes to it. Blue is a calming color. Yeah, they got some really cool patterns going on here. The purple and black is sweet. All these are sweet. Yeah, he's got style nailed with these. Now that two-tone handle we saw earlier, these all look great. All of those look great. Let's see the next one. Agent. Well, that's a those Piranha scales were $200, I guess. Micro drops, only 50. Yep, so what time is that? Doesn't say, it just says today. Oh no, that's 3 days from now. My goodness. 3 days from now you can grab those. That's a big boy, 6-inch knife. What's the price on it? $3.95. Not bad. Got a recurve. Yeah, that's a good bushcraft batoning knife. Got a new balisong. Got a nice Hammond too. That one's not as, that one doesn't stand out as much as these do. That's something else. I just sold the only one I had, which was a clone of a Benchmade one. Another kind of knife I just really don't get into, but it'd be fun to learn how to flip one, that's for sure. Recurve. Well, all right, that finishes up the drop point for today. So we got America on the screen. Look, we got some Chinese trying to sneak into the corner there. Get that out of the way. Anyway, hope you guys have a wonderful day. It is Friday, second best day of the week, besides Saturday. Y'all need me, reach out. If you haven't joined the Discord, please do so. If you haven't hit that like button, please do so before you leave. Appreciate each and every one of y'all. Thank you for stopping by. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. You ain't got to go home, but you can't stay here. And all those other little sayings. No, y'all can stay as long as you want. You ain't got to go home. You ain't even got to leave. Anyway, guys, appreciate y'all. Love y'all. See y'all tomorrow, bright and early Saturday morning. Actually, it'll be late tomorrow morning after I hit a yard sale, but we'll still be here nonetheless, talking about knives and hanging out. Yep, we're almost up to 250, TC. Do another giveaway. I can't believe they just keep passing one by one by one by one and keep adding up. Seems like we were just at 200 a week ago. Anyway, guys, love y'all. See y'all.